Don't allow following other people to make you broke, in debt, depressed. Like, why is it worth it? It's really not worth it at this point. You're going to be in debt just so you can look cute. Yeah, all of your Instagram pictures and your TikToks make you look really cute, but it's not reality. It's all imagination. It's an illusion. And these people think that you're this person that you're not. So it's like, do you want to be somebody that you actually are? Or do you want to just keep on presenting this illusion to everyone? Hey guys, as you can see, I did choose to be in my room today, so no car video, but today I want to talk about being materialistic because we all are looking on the same apps, TikTok, Instagram, all of these apps, and they're causing us to want things that we never even knew that we wanted. And have you ever seen those videos where they say things that you never knew that you needed? You don't need them because if you needed them, then you would already know that you need them. So I just want to bring some awareness, and I want to go through my own experiences with being materialistic and consumerism. Okay, so we're going to go through a little backstory. So growing up, I never really had, I had enough, but I didn't really get to have certain things. Like when I was in school, I didn't have the latest Jordans, the latest sneakers, whatever sneakers there were, or clothes. And so a lot of people, they will make fun of me for not having certain things, and every time I wanted shoes, I would have to go to the flea market. So I used to go to the flea market like every Saturday when I was younger with my family, like when Christmas and everything would come, and I would ask for some sneakers. I would think maybe we're going to Foot Locker or something like that. And that sounds so bad because now I'm obviously grateful, but this is my mindset when I was younger. So when I was younger and I would ask for sneakers, my parents or grandparents, whatever, would say they would get them. And I'm like, okay, you know what? We're probably going to go to the sneaker store. And then we would end up going to the flea market. And honestly, I didn't even care. I did not care at all about the sneakers not being real. It was the other kids making fun of my sneakers and calling it out for not being real. So that's the reason why I would be so embarrassed and bashful about it. So when I would get the sneakers, they would look nice, and I needed new sneakers, so I would just have to pick a pair. But I would like it and I would style it with my outfit. Then once I would go to school, there would be that one kid that would be like, he's not supposed to look like that on the back of your sneaker. It's just like, you be quiet. Like, why? I hate when kids used to do that. But somebody would point it out, and then I would be embarrassed, and they'll be talking about how my sneakers were fake or my clothes or whatever, anything like that. And so that's where it all started, where I started to care about what I was wearing and if it was real or not. So this is when I started to realize that I just was ready to make my own money so that I can get whatever I want. And I would say things to myself like, once I start making money, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get whatever I want. And so when I got my first job, it was like me making my own money. It just felt so good. And I was like, I can get whatever I want. And now I don't have to depend on my parents to get the shoes from wherever they have to get them from. And now that I look back on it, I'm so grateful. And, they made a way for me. But this wasn't my mindset at the time when I was younger. So I'm saying to myself, I just can't wait till I make my own money because I'm just going to get whatever I want. When I start making my own money, I started shopping online, and especially I love fashion. I love modeling. I want to pursue modeling. And so I will look on social media and I see all these girls styling clothes in different ways, different brands, everything like that. And so I'm looking at these girls and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want these clothes. And so it would cause me to just want to buy everything. I would go online and I would start shopping. And so this is when I actually started to try to discover my own style for myself. I actually ended up going ahead of myself. So when I first started making money, I actually was saving really good. So I didn't immediately go into just shopping like intensely. I did have plans. I was trying to invest in stocks. I had ideas, and I was trying to start my own clothing brand, things like that. And so with my money, I was saving like really good. But then that's when social media came into play because I decided to start taking pictures and stuff. And so I had a lot of clothes, but when I would look at other girls, I was like, you know what, but I don't have this. And it started to make me feel like I didn't have enough. And so that's when I started shopping so much. And so later on in life, I did realize that shopping started to make me feel better, like retail therapy. And I would just buy things because I was sad. But then when I would get, a new outfit, new hair, whatever it was, I would be like, I'm cute, so I'm not sad anymore. And it would kind of go away, but it would just be temporary. But then I would always feel so bad and so guilty afterwards. And I'd be like, do I really need this? I really don't even need this. And there were a lot of things that I would look at and I would be like, I'm not even wearing a lot of this stuff. I would just buy it just because I would see it on the model, and then it would make me picture it on myself, but it's not even really my style. I was kind of like living through someone else's style. It wasn't my own. I would just keep on going through this continuous damaging cycle where I would just keep shopping and shopping, thinking that it's making me feel better, and then I would just keep feeling so guilty afterwards, and it's not worth it, guys. So please do not do this. I'm telling you guys this because I don't want you to have to go through this cycle, because I was living it. And sometimes you do have to go through things on your own to kind of understand, but I want to tell you guys that it's not worth it at all. So eventually I realized I need to find my own style. I didn't even understand what my style was. I just kept looking at what was trending, and I know that a lot of people do that because if you notice, everyone's wearing the same exact thing. If you go on multiple girls' pages, multiple guys' pages, they're just literally wearing the same thing. Like, no one has their own style anymore. One person wears something and they're like, okay, so this is the style, and then everyone just copies. It's like, where's the versatility? Where's the diversity? It's just all the same, and it gets kind of boring. So I told myself, Avani, what's your style? And so I started to look into what I'm more comfortable in. A lot of my clothes I wasn't even comfortable in anymore, like certain crop tops, tight things, or whatever. It didn't even really go with my body type, and it wasn't something I wear on a regular day to day. Of course, sometimes you can get an outfit just for some pictures, but it was like majority of my closet consisted of those things. And so when I had to go somewhere where I just wanted to wear something comfy, loose fitted, whatever, I couldn't find anything to wear. And that's why a lot of us say there's nothing to wear when you have so many clothes, because it's not your style. So if you find yourself in the mirror telling yourself that you have no clothes and you just don't have anything to wear, then maybe you're living through someone else's style and not your own. Try to take a break from looking at what other people wear on social media, unless it is someone that has sort of the same style as you. But other than that, I would say to kind of reflect on yourself and try to figure out what's comfiest to you. Overconsumption can also be selfish, and I know some of you guys are like, how? And of course, if you make your own money, you can treat yourself, but sometimes it becomes selfish when every time you get paid, you're constantly worrying about, what can I do with my money to make me happy? And so I feel like you should be using your money as a tool. And it's not even about what I feel, it's just the truth. You should be using your money as a tool. There are people in positions lower than you that can't do certain things. And so I feel like God uses us to be that tool for others, to help a lot of people. So he puts us in a higher position so that we can be a better example, or we can use our money as a tool to really make things better for someone else. Instead of always trying to figure out what to do so that you can get what you want, you should be trying to see, how can you be of better service for God and just for others in the world. Without even realizing it, overconsumption can become crippling. And I know that some people might think that this statement is a bit extra, but it's really not. I know that there are a lot of people who would tell themselves, like, I'm not going to touch my savings. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go that far. But it's just really hard to stay on track because there's so much, especially on TikTok. You're watching this video, this girl's like, you're not clean if you don't have this. You're not this if you don't have that. Like, people are trying to tell you how you should be, but you should be not listening to them at all, because it's like, who are these people? And you already have what you need. You have the basic stuff. Like, back in the days, I know it's not back in the days anymore, but back in the days, people didn't need all of this stuff and they were still clean and they still looked good. So you don't need all of these different fragrances. You don't need like a bunch of the same thing in different colors. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's beginning to become hoarding. Like, people are normalizing hoarding. I'm sorry, y'all, be talking too fast. But yeah, like, it's not cute, and it's just so much. You don't even have space for anything. Like, you're buying so much, and it's just like your mind's pace is going way ahead of what you're ready for. And so when you get all these things, you're waking up, all these boxes, all these bags on the floor, and it's gonna make you depressed, because who wants to wake up to all of that stuff? Like, you want to wake up to a clean room. All you need is essentials. That's all that you need, and you can style up essentials. Stop thinking that you need everything in just different fabric, different colors. You don't need it. Don't allow following other people to make you broke, in debt, depressed. Like, why is it worth it? It's really not worth it at this point. You're going to be in debt just so you can look cute. Yeah, all of your Instagram pictures and your TikToks make you look really cute, but it's not reality. It's all imagination. It's an illusion. And these people think that you're this person that you're not. So it's like, do you want to be somebody that you actually are? Or do you want to just keep on presenting this illusion to everyone? I also realized that this was making me ungrateful and selfish. And this made me ungrateful and selfish because it started to make me feel like I always wanted more, like I never had enough. So when I would go shopping, for example, I would go to the store and I would get like a pair of jeans and a top. But because I couldn't get a certain jacket or an accessory, I wasn't satisfied. I just kept constantly thinking, like, I would leave the mall and I would have all these beautiful things in my backseat. And then in my head, I'm just like, oh, I just wanted that jacket. I just wanted that necklace though. Like, the purse would have went perfect with that hat. So I would just feel so unsatisfied, and I would feel just kind of mad and angry, and I would keep trying to make a way to where I could get everything that I wanted. And I didn't like this feeling at all, because I should be able to just go shopping and get just a few things and be satisfied and happy with what I got, and think of, a new outfit, a new way to pair some essentials that I already have. You don't have to go shopping for a whole wardrobe that, like, every time. Sometimes you can have your essentials at home, and then all you need is just a pop of color. And so you can go shopping and just grab a jacket or just grab a necklace to go with an outfit that you already have. I know that I was going shopping and I would just be pairing like a whole new outfit when going shopping. Like, that just doesn't need to happen every single time. And so, I don't want to be ungrateful. I don't want to be selfish. And so I just kind of had to ease back and take a little break off of social media. And, even if you don't want to take a break off of social media, or you don't have the luxury to do so, just fix your mental. Just tell yourself that it's okay, like, you can watch all these girls, all these guys, let them have their style. You don't have to buy it just because they're posting it. Like, you can watch it and it's okay for you to not buy it. Like, every time we're scrolling, it's just a new link for us to buy something new, and we think that we need it, but we really don't need it. One thing about the devil is that he cannot take away the purpose that God has given us, but he can distract us. And so what he does is he uses things like social media to distract us. And we have certain purposes, and we have certain views on things and visions that God gives us to do. And so when we're trying to save for certain things to get those things done, the devil comes with social media trying to get us to buy all these things, and now we're broke, now we're in debt. I know that there's a lot of people that can vouch for this, and they've been planning for things. I'm not in debt, but I know that there's some people that have stories where they were saving, everything was fine, and then it got caught up in worldly things and comparing, and so now they're broke and they're in debt. It's making them very stagnant, and they can't really get to where they're trying to be. It kind of put them in a pause, and it's like everything was going so great, but when the devil sees that, he's so jealous, and he's like, nope. So he tries to test you, and then when he's successful, he's happy. So let's not give him that success. The overspending distracts us from what's really important. When we become materialistic, it makes us lose sight of the abundance that God actually has for us. Like, a lot of us, we're supposed to have way more, but because we let certain things get in the way, we don't even have enough. We're questioning, why am I still here? Why am I still stagnant? Why am I not moving? And it's because you're not paying attention to what's really in the way. Just try to get rid of those things that are making you selfish and ungrateful, and that are just making you lose sight of what's really important. So I'm going to leave you guys off with a few scriptures that I read, and I feel like that it really resonates. And so the first one is Proverbs chapter 23 verses 21, and it says, "For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags." The second one is Philippians chapter 3 verses 19. "Whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things." And so this scripture means that anyone who puts worldly things before everything else, their life will end in destruction. So whatever way that you take that, whether you're in debt, whether you're homeless, whether you're depressed, all of those things are included. And so you do not want to live this life. So please do not put earthly things over your purpose and over what God has set out for you. God wants us to give. God blesses those who bless others. So I did write down some little ways that you can start off by trying to help yourself reinvent your mindset. And so the first thing that I wrote down is that a way to help is to reconstruct your timeline on TikTok. So I think I've seen like there are filtered words you can get rid of. And so like words like TikTok shop, whatever words that you feel like are constantly tempting you or that always catches your eye, just try to get rid of those words so that when you're scrolling, you don't have to see that stuff anymore. And I already spoke on this, but you definitely should do self-isolation so that you can figure out yourself. You have to figure out your own style, figure out what you like so that you're not growing and you're thinking that you're into the style that you're not, because you keep constantly watching these people and you think that this is what you like, but it's actually not what you like. So self-isolate yourself and try to figure out what's best for you, what works well with your comfort zone, and what you feel most confident in. Remember, we are in the world, but we are not of the world. So do not try and find happiness in worldly things. True happiness is within the spirit. So just try to fill up your spirit and become smart, read, find something else to do other than compare yourself. And I also forgot too that I was doing Bible study and I did get 2 scriptures that I felt like really would go well with this message. So we're going to add some other ones. So this is Matthew chapter 6 verses 19. Don't store up treasures here on earth where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desire of your heart will also be. Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light, but when your eye is unhealthy, your whole body is filled with darkness. And so what this message says to me is that you should not put these materialistic things first, because they can easily be destroyed. Something can happen to all these clothes. Something, somebody can burn up your whole house. All of your clothes, all of everything that you have can burn up, but your spirit cannot. So focus on what's really important and what really matters. And I hope that you guys really enjoyed this message. And I just want to push it on to you guys, especially the younger girls, because you guys are thinking that you need all these things when you don't. Like, who says what's popular? Who says that this is what the cutest thing is? Who says that you're a real woman if you have this or that? It really doesn't matter. And we're constantly allowing people to control what we think our reality should be. So just figure that out for your own. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.